everyone. Thank you for joining virtual yoga at San Francisco Botanical Garden. My name is Nicolette and I will be guiding you through our practice today. I'm here at the garden on the Great Meadow. And we're going to get started in a comfortable cross-legged seat. So find your comfortable seat, remove any extra cushion from underneath your sits bones, sit up nice and tall, stacking through the spine. And then just start to shut your eyes down. You can either place your palms down on your knees for some grounding, or perhaps if you're looking to receive some energy today, flip the palms up. Bring the thumb and pointer finger together if you'd like to form a mudra. And then again, shut the eyes down. And start to check in with yourself today, with your space and your surroundings. Notice what's going on around you, any noises or sensations. It's quite windy today in the garden. Lots of birds chirping, a little bit of traffic out in the park. So checking in with your space, and then start to notice the physical sensations around your body. So maybe a breeze on the skin, the feeling of your seat down on your mat, the feeling of the clothing on the skin or the sensation of your hair, just noticing your physical body for a moment. And then checking in with how you're feeling today. How is your state of mind? Relaxed, frantic, hopeful, whatever it might be. No right or wrong answer. And then start to just find the four corners of your mat. Take these next 45 minutes or so for yourself to move and breathe and to be present. And we'll start to find our yoga breath. But before we do that, just again, sitting up really tall through the spine, grounding through your seat, and then feeling like the crown of the head is rooting up toward the sky. And then maybe slightly take your shoulders up to the ears and melt them down the back. And then a slight pinching together of the shoulder blades, just very much with ease, so you feel a little bit open across the heart space. Chin is parallel to the ground. Relax the muscles of the face, feel the eyes kind of roll back in the head. Part the teeth in the mouth so your jaw is relaxed. Good. And we'll start to find our Ujjayi breath, our oceanic breathing, a deep, steady breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And we'll find this throughout our practice today, eventually linking our movement to our breath. So empty out the lungs completely, breathe out of the nose, and then start to sip the air in through the nose. Deep breath in. Good. Feel your belly expand, feel your ribs expand, feel your chest expand. Hold for a second at the top, and then a deep exhalation, just as slowly let the air out. And then sip in another breath, fill up. And then a deep exhale. Good, and keep going just like that. It's a bit of an audible breath. So if you have somebody in your space practicing with you, maybe you can hear them breathing. Good, last one here together. Fill up completely, expand the ribs, the belly, the chest. And deep breath out. Good, and start to blink the eyes open if they were closed. And from here, we're just going to reach our arms up to the sky, spread the fingers wide. And we're going to interlace our hands today. So interlace the hands and flip the palms up toward the sky or the ceiling. Good, root through your seat, reach up through the hands, take a breath in. On your breath out, start to lean over to the left side. So pressing up, and then starting to lean over. And you root down through your right sit bone. Good, big breath in, breath out, leaning over for a side stretch here. And then coming back through center, reach up to the sky with your palms and over to the right side. Root through your left sits bone. Good. Big breath in. Breath out. Reach and bend. And then come back through center. Maybe you tip your gaze up to the sky. Open up through the throat a little bit. Maybe even lean back a little bit. Good. And then we're going to start to take our hands out in front of us. Round the spine. Tuck the chin to the chest and really press away with your hands. Press away, strong, straight arms, tuck the chin in, feel a nice stretch across the back. One more breath here, inhale. Exhale, press. Good, come on back through center. Unbind your hands, bring the hands down through heart center, and bow your head for a moment. Good, maybe setting an intention for your practice today, whatever that might be, a word you can repeat, a mantra. Self-love, compassion, maybe balance. We're going to have a lot of balance in our practice today. So be kind to yourself as we balance today, and just know that our yoga practice really is a balance of effort and ease. So try to find that balance of effort and ease today as you practice. Good. Reach the arms back up to the sky one last time, and then float them down to your sides. We're going to take our right leg out long and bring our left foot into our right thigh for a little half straddle. So it's fine if you're seated at the front of your mat and your leg is off on the floor. You can face the side. Good. Flex through that right foot. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky, and then that right arm is going to lie inside of the right leg. Reach up through the left hand and then over. So we don't need to touch our toes here. That's not the goal. We want to open our chest toward the sky for our side bend. So you don't want to collapse down through the chest. You want to really open up that left shoulder, heart's opening to the sky. Big breath in here. Breath out, reach. Feel a nice stretch in the left side body. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And then slowly that left hand comes up, and then it comes behind your left sit bone. And we're going to reach our right hand up, reach our hips up to the sky for our Stargazer Pose. So lift your hips, big breath in, breath out, little back bend here, inhale, and then exhale, come on down. And then just gently start to switch sides, left leg long, right foot comes to the inner left thigh, arms reach up to the sky, and then that left arm falls inside of the left leg, reaching over and opening our chest up. Good, big breath in. Breath out, reach. Feel that stretch in the right side body. One more inhale here. And exhale, reach. Good, reach it long, and then that right hand comes by the right sit bone, and you reach your left hand up, lift your hips, Stargazer Pose. Maybe tip the head back if that doesn't hurt the neck. Breath in, breath out. Good, come on down through the hips. And then we're just simply going to make our way to our hands and our knees. Good, so make your way to your hands and your knees. The fingers will spread really wide, and you'll stack your shoulders right over your hips. Your shoulders right over your wrists, the knees right underneath your hips here. Good, gaze between the thumbs. And then we're just going to take our right leg back long behind us, and we're just going to pulse a little bit through that right leg, releasing any tension in that right calf muscle. Good, maybe you pause in a certain spot if that feels good. And as you're ready, that right leg starts to lift up, flexing through the foot. The big toe spins down to the midline of the body. And you can stay right here, or perhaps the left hand starts to lift, thumb to the sky. So the crown of the head is reaching forward, the fingers reach forward, and that heel reaches back behind you. You're really long. Big breath in, breath out, extend. Good, take an inhale here. And as you exhale, the left hand lowers, and we start to find our modified side plank. So you take your back foot down onto the ground. I like to tuck the toes under of my left foot, and then that right arm reaches up to the sky. Good, so for a modified side plank here, big breath in, breath out. You can stay right here, or maybe the right leg starts to lift up to the height of the hip. Inhale, exhale, reach. And again, you can stay here. Lots of options today, so do what works for you. Perhaps you start to bend through that knee and grab your foot Stretching through that lifted quad. Good, big breath in. Exhale. If you had that foot, start to release it. Right hand to the sky, and then right hand down, right knee down. Good, we'll rinse that out with a cat and cow. So drop the belly, open the heart, tailbone lifts up for cow pose. And exhale, round the spine, press away from the ground, tuck your chin into your chest, cat. Once more, open up, tailbone raises, gaze comes up. And exhale, round. Good, nice neutral spine here, and then start to bring that left leg back behind you. Again, little pulses here, warming up through the calf muscle. Maybe pausing in a spot that feels good. And as you're ready, float the left leg up to the height of the hip. You can stay here, or the right hand starts to lift, fingers spread wide, thumb to the sky. 2 breaths here in our spinal balance. Big breath in. And exhale, reach the crown of the head forward. Fill up with air. And lengthen in both directions. Good. And then start to drop that right hand down. And then we're going to come to our modified side plank on the other side. Maybe tuck the toes of the right foot. Extend the left arm up to the sky this time. Good. Breath in here. Press away from the ground with your right hand. Maybe that left leg lifts up. You can stay here, or perhaps you grab your foot, finding that quad stretch. Big breath in. Exhale out. One more. Fill up with air. And empty. Slowly release. And we'll meet on all fours. Take your time. Good, and this time open the heart, lift the tailbone, look up, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. Maybe it feels good to lift the knees and you find a little stretch on the tops of the feet. Good, knees drop down, gaze comes up. And then round the spine, maybe lift the knees. Good, last one, open the heart, spread the collarbones wide. And exhale, cat pose, maybe curl over the feet and come all the way into downward facing dog. Good, so we'll meet up in our downward facing dog. Fingers spread really wide, 5 or 6 inches between the thumbs. Feet are hip width or maybe a little wider if your hamstrings are feeling tight today. Spread the shoulders across the back. Maybe start to find some movement to warm up here, so sway the hips side to side. You can rise to toes and pedal out through your heels, bending one knee and then the other. You can shake the head yes and no. So just find a little movement that feels good and natural here for a breath or two. And then start to steady yourself to stillness. We'll bend our knees a little bit, press our chest back towards our thighs, tailbone raises higher. Strong through your arms, inner elbows spin up to the sky. Big breath in, exhale out. Last breath here, fill up and empty. And then rise onto your toes, bend your knees nice and close to the mat. Look between your thumbs and slowly walk your feet to the front of the mat. Good, start to fold over your legs. So a deep bend in your knees to start here. Crown of the head comes all the way down toward the ground. Belly drapes over the thighs, hands on the ground. The elbows come in toward the legs. Good, fill up with air. And empty, maybe bend a little deeper. And then press off your shin bones, halfway lift. So our first halfway lift, fingers press into the shins. Fingers are pointing down. Pull the shoulder heads back here. Press the crown of the head forward. Hips pull back. Gaze right in front of the toes. Big inhale for your flat back. And then exhale once more, fold in half. Good, root down through the feet, rise to the sky, grow tall, fingers spread wide as you come up. Good, and this time we're gonna find the same stretch we did in our seat. So interlace the hands, press those palms up toward the sky, take a breath in. And on your breath out, lean to the left, press up and then press over. Good, root into your right foot, lean on over to the left side, press those hands to the sky.
And then come back through center, inhale, and exhale up and over to the right. Good, root down through the left foot, feel that deep side stretch. Come back through center. Maybe you add a little back bend here, so the hips press forward and you're just bending through the upper spine, maybe looking up. Good, and then we're gonna find our hands forward again. Press away right in front of the heart, tuck down the chin, and round the spine. Good, big breath in, breath out, press and round. Should feel nice stretch in the back. And then the hands come back up. Unbind the hands, pull the hands through heart center, bend the knees, and fold down. Then press off your shin bones for a halfway lift. And step back to your first high push-up plank position. Legs are together, feet are together. Following through your armpits here. Pressing away from the ground with strong arms. Always the option to drop your knees down here for a little bit less. Good, big inhale. Exhale out. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And this time for our vinyasa, we'll drop our knees, our chest, and our chin. The elbows hug in toward the body, and then you open yourself up to Cobra Pose, heart lifts. Good, using the muscles of the back in your Cobra Pose, find a nice low Cobra to start. So maybe you even lift the palms of your hands off of the ground, and you really feel those back muscles engage. Good, big breath in. Exhale. Plant the hands down, maybe lift up through your Cobra a little bit, pressing through the hands, and then come to knees. We're gonna widen our knees and sink into child's pose for a moment. Big toes touch, hips sink back, arms reach forward, forehead comes down to the ground. Good, and take a couple breaths in your child's pose, perhaps rolling the head left and right, releasing the neck. Maybe open and close the mouth, release the jaw. And press back through the hips a bit more, reach a little bit more forward through the hands. And know that this is a great resting posture. You can come here anytime you need a little break to catch your breath, to find some rest. If you're breathing in your yoga practice, that's all you need to be doing. So just breathing in child's pose is a wonderful option whenever you need it. One more big inhale here. Deep exhalation. And slowly start to climb up to hands and knees. And as you get there, start to tuck under the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. One breath here, inhale, and exhale out. Inhale, rise to toes, bend the knees, gaze between the thumbs, and walk, step, or possibly lightly hop your way forward. Halfway lift, flat back, and fold in half, crown of the head drops. Root into the feet, rise up to the sky, grow tall. If you'd like to add a little back bend, reach back, press the hips forward, and either hands through heart center or swan dive, open the heart. Float down like a feather. Good, press off the shins or fingertips to the ground for your halfway lift. And then we'll meet up in our high push-up. Big breath in, breath out. And once again, knees, chest, chin. Slide forward, Cobra Pose, open the heart. Pull back through the shoulders. Good. And then hands and knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. We'll find a few more sun salutation A's. So inhale, rise up, bend, and slowly make your way forward. Good. Start to find your halfway lift. Inhale, and exhale, fold in half. Root down to rise up. Maybe a little back bend. And swan dive or hands pull through heart center. Good, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then step back, high push-up. So knees, chest, chin is a great option. You can always skip high to low push-up and go straight to downward facing dog. Or if you'd like a full chaturanga, start to pull the heart forward, lower halfway down, and then flip the toes, lift the heart upward facing dog. Just hands and feet on the mat. And lifting up downward facing dog. Good, big inhale. Exhale to settle. Rise to toes bend. Exhale, make your way forward. Breath in lifts you to halfway lift. Breath out folds you in half. Inhale to rise. Reach back. And exhale, swan dive. Good, Ardha Uttanasana halfway. And Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low push-up or knees, chest, chin. Float the heart open, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, sink your heels, downward facing dog. Good, once more, rise to toes, bend, and exhale your way forward. Halfway, flat back, and exhale, fold in half. Rise to the sky, grow tall, maybe reach back, and swan dive, float on down. Halfway lift, Ardha, and exhale, high to low push-up, or skip it and go to downward facing dog. Heart lifts through the arms, and hips lift to the sky. Good, one big inhale, and exhale it out. Good, rise to toes, bend, and slowly step your way forward. Halfway lift, inhale, and exhale, fold in half, crown of the head drops. Reach on up to the sky, and this time we're gonna sink our hips into chair pose, Utkatasana. Good, so legs are together, we're sinking down. Weight is mostly in the heels, so we're tucking the tailbone under here to prevent any injury at the low back. So tuck the tailbone under, sink a little lower. Arms come by the ears. Good, fingers spread wide. Legs are strong, big breath in. Deep breath out. Good, and from here we're gonna start to find that balance. So root into the left foot, right knee lifts up for one-legged mountain pose. Flex that right foot. Reach up, and then this shape we're going to take is called cosmic curtsy. We're going to thread our right leg behind our left. Good, and wing our arms back. So you're bending through both knees. You're on the ball of that back foot. Your shoulder blades pinned together, and you're kind of bowing like a curtsy. Good, fill up with air. Exhale, pin the shoulder blades together. Reach back through the fingers. One more here. Good, and we're just going to take that right knee back up to the sky for our one-leg mountain. So slowly lift up, one-leg mountain. You can tap your toe down first if you need to. And we're slowly going to thread our right foot back, hands down, find your lunge, and lower that right knee down. Good. So widen your stance a little bit. Lift your arms up into Crescent Moon. So that right knee is down. We're going to keep our right toes tucked under if that feels okay on your knee. Hands come together, maybe you add a little back bend and look up if that feels good. And then slowly start to lower the hands down. Right hand down, left arm lifts. Lift that back knee up for a nice easy twist. Good, breath in. Breath out, lift the left hand to the sky, press away with the right hand. Last one, inhale. And exhale, frame your foot with your hands. Strong through the hands, that left leg lifts to three-leg down dog. Good, lift that left leg to the sky with the hips square. You can come to down dog, or maybe it feels good to open the hip. Perhaps bend the knee. Find a breath here. Press the chest back toward that right thigh. And then slowly unbend the knee, find downward facing dog. One inhale. Exhale out. Lifted toes, bend the knees, and make your way forward. Good. Ardha Uttanasana halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Rise to the sky, root down through the feet. And as you're ready, sink into chair. Good. 2 breaths here. Tucking that tailbone, weight in the heels, maybe lift the toes up and give them a little wiggle. relax through the shoulders and the face. And as you're ready, we're going to come one-legged mountain, left knee lifts. Flex that left foot and slowly start to thread back cosmic curtsy, right foot behind the left. Good, bend in both knees, a little bow in the chest. Pin the shoulders together, reach back through the fingers. Big breath in, big breath out. Good, fill up with air. Exhale. Good, inhale to prepare, and then exhale, left knee lifts back up to the sky, one-legged mountain. And slowly thread it back, find your lunge, hands down. Left knee drops, widen your stance, that right foot scoots over. And lift yourself up. Hands touch, find Crescent Moon pose. Keep your back toes tucked under unless you feel any pain on your knee, then release those toes down. Reach back, baby, look up. And then slowly hands come down, left hand down, right arm lifts, lift that back knee, nice easy twist. Good, big inhale. Exhale, reach to the sky. Last breath here, fill up. And empty and twist from the belly. Reach up and then lower that right hand down. Strong through the arms, right leg lifts, three-leg down dog. Again, maybe set the foot down or maybe open the hips, stack. Maybe bend the top knee. Good, fill up with air. Empty. And then we'll all meet up as you're ready, downward facing dog. Fill up. Deep breath out. Inhale, rise to toes, bend the knees. And walk yourself to the front of the mat. Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. And forward fold. Good, rise to the sky. And sink the hips chair. Good, fill yourself up. And empty, sink a little lower. Right knee lifts, one leg mountain. And then find your cosmic curtsy, right leg threads behind the left. Shoulder blades pinned together. One breath here, fill up. Exhale. Lift up, one leg mountain, right knee high. And then slowly thread it back. Good, it's a little easier the second time through, I think. So take that right knee down. Lift yourself up, Crescent Moon. This time in our Crescent Moon, we're going to reach up and then bring the hands down to our heart center. Good, and then we're going to start to lean our chest forward and find a twist. That right elbow hooks around the left knee, and you twist from the belly. Bring your hands right into your middle of your sternum. Good, and twist open. Maybe look behind you. Big breath in. Exhale, twist. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Slowly start to lift up through the chest and then find a T-twist. Right hand forward, left hand back. Reach long. And then reverse. Right hand high, maybe back hand grabs your back thigh. Lean back, and then right hand down, easy twist. Left arm lifts, right knee lifts. Breathe in. Exhale. And then frame the foot with the hands. This time, left foot comes back to the right foot, high push-up. Either lift to down dog or find your vinyasa, high to low. Heart lifts through the arms, up dog or cobra. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Good, fill up. Empty out. Rise up, bend, and make your way to the front as you exhale. Halfway lift, flat back. And let's just sink the hips, lift the arms, Utkatasana. Come on from the ground. Good, tuck the tail, one breath here. And then start to lift that left knee, one-legged mountain into cosmic curtsy. Good. Bowing down, pinning the shoulders together, fill with air. And a deep breath out. One more here, inhale. And exhale, bend through the knees a little bit more. And left knee lifts. Slowly start to thread it back.
Drop that left knee and lift up to your crescent moon. Good, lean back a bit. And then hands come to heart center. Chest leans forward. And then twist from the belly, left elbow outside of the right knee. Your prayer hands right into the center of your sternum. And then twist, big breath in. Maybe gaze behind you. Exhale. One last breath here in your twist. Good, and slowly lift up through the chest. T-twist, left hand back, right hand forward. Find where your gaze is comfortable. Big inhale. Exhale, expand through the chest. And reverse, left hand high, right hand maybe grabs your back thigh. Reach back, add a little back bend. And then cartwheel that left hand down, right hand high. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Fill up with air. Exhale. Reach up through the right hand and then frame your foot with your hands. That right foot meets the left, you're in high push-up. Come to down dog or slowly lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Heart lifts through the arms. And we meet in downward facing dog. Big breath in. And an exhale. Good, we'll find a couple breaths here. So if you need some rest, drop to child's pose. Sink through the hips, reach through the arms. Maybe grab a sip of water. And then we're going to add on using those same shapes, finding a little bit more balance. Again, remembering to be kind to yourself. If balance is a little off today, try it tomorrow. It'll probably be a little bit different. Finding that balance of effort and ease in your practice. And you can extend that off your yoga mat as well in everything that we do. One more breath wherever you are. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. So we'll synchronize our breath in down dog. Take an inhale. And exhale, press your chest back towards your thighs, heels lower toward the ground. And then rise onto your toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, walk, step, or lightly hop your way forward. Press off your shins, Ardha, and sink the hips, lift the arms, Utkatasana. Big breath in, exhale. One-legged mountain, right knee lifts, and then thread that back to your cosmic curtsy. Good, so stay where you have been if that's comfortable. You want a little bit more balance. Perhaps gather your hands at heart center and you lift that right foot and you stack your right knee right behind your left and you hover down a little bit. Feeling strong through that left foot. Big inhale. Exhale. Lower that back foot if it was lifted. And then slowly find your one-legged mountain, right knee lifts. We're going to come back to high lunge. So if you want to find a warrior 3 airplane on your way, slowly start to tip yourself back. Wing your arms back. Pause in your airplane perhaps, and then set that right foot down, lift the arms for your crescent lunge. Good, so your back knee is lifted this time. Tuck the tail under, maybe bend that right knee a little bit. Release the shoulders down, and we'll find our T-twist. So start to take that left hand back, right hand forward, twist from the belly. Good, breath in, breath out. Sweep the left arm back through center, crescent lunge. And this time open warrior 2. Good, so in our warrior 2, our front knee has a nice bend. That front heel's in alignment with the middle of the back foot, which is parallel to the back of your mat. Shoulders and hips square to the side, and arms extend long. Gaze over that front hand. Release the shoulders, relax the jaw. Fill yourself with air. Sink down into your center. Good, press some weight into the pinky edge of your back foot. Feel that left knee opening up to the left side.
And then flip your palms, reverse your warrior, left hand high, right hand hovers behind you. Maybe gaze to your back foot. Maybe add a little back bend here. Then we're going to take that left forearm down to the left thigh for side angle pose, right hand high. Good, so in side angle, we want to lift our chest up toward the sky. And maybe that top arm floats overhead, or maybe you look for a half bind today. So reach up to the right hand and start to reach around the back toward where the left back pocket would be, or perhaps all the way around the thigh. And as you do that, pull that left shoulder or that right shoulder back. Lift your heart to the sky, maybe gaze up. If you find your neck is sore, gaze down. If you have a full bind in your practice, or you have a t-shirt or a strap at home you want to practice, you can take that left hand and reach it under your thigh. Reach for a strap or perhaps your other hand. Good, nice bend in that left knee. And open your heart. One breath wherever you are. And slowly start to release that right hand to the sky. Start to lift up to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And then cartwheel your hands down. Good, find a low lunge. So we're gonna find our side plank on the right. So maybe that right knee drops down and that left leg extends back. Left arm lifts. This is our modified version. So maybe, again, you find that quad stretch and lift that top leg. Or maybe you find your full side plank lifting that right leg, stacking the hips up. Right shoulder is right over the right wrist. Top arm can come overhead. If you're a very seasoned yogi, you can pick up your top leg, bend it, and find your quad stretch here. I'm not going to do that because I may fall. Good, left leg hand lifts. And find your high push-up. And lift your hips for downward facing dog. Good, steady yourself in down dog, fill up. Exhale. Rise to toes, bend, and make your way forward. Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. And sink the hips, raise the arms, Utkatasana. Good, big breath in. Exhale. Last Utkatasana. Sink it low. And left knee lifts. One-legged mountain becomes your cosmic curtsy, thread it back. Good, last time we'll be making this shape today as well, so bend through the knees, pin the shoulders together, reach back through the fingers, bow forward a little bit. And again, if you want to find that extra balance, hands can come to heart, right knee perhaps lifts, and you hover down a bit, lifting that right foot up. I'm sorry, the left foot up, the back leg. Coming back to cosmic curtsy as you're ready. And then left knee lifts, one-legged mountain. And perhaps you hover in your airplane warrior 3 as you make your way back to your crescent lunge. Good. Perhaps hovering in warrior 3 and setting that back foot down, lifting up crescent. Good, tuck the tailbone under, release the shoulders, fill yourself with air, and then a T-twist, right arm back, left arm forward, twisting to the right, maybe gaze behind you, feeling that twist come from the belly, big inhale, exhale, last one, inhale, exhale, right arm lifts, crescent lunge, and then warrior 2. So sink into warrior 2 here. Again, front heel is in alignment with the middle of the back foot. Nice bend in that right knee, open it up. Fill yourself with air and empty. Big breath in. Exhale out. Palms flip, reverse your warrior, right hand high. Big inhale. Exhale, maybe you add that little back bend. And find your side angle, right forearm to the thigh, left arm lifts. Good, fill yourself with air.
And open your chest to the sky. Again, maybe find the same version you did on the other side. That top arm can come overhead. Or perhaps you find your half bind. Reach around for your right back pocket. Or reach around your thigh. Maybe using a towel or a strap to reach underneath you. And just noticing how this side is probably different than the other. Good. Lifting your chest up to the sky. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Fill up with air. And empty. Find a spot for your gaze, your drishti as we call it in our practice. A spot that's comfortable for your neck, up or down. Good, and then as you're ready, left arm lifts. And we slowly lift up, reverse your warrior, tip it back, and cartwheel all the way down. Good, and this time we find our side plank on the left. So that left knee can drop down, right leg extends back, right arm to the sky. Again, important to stack that left shoulder right over the wrist. You can lift up and find your quad stretch here, or you can find your full side plank. So 2 breaths, whatever option feels good. Maybe top arm overhead. And we'll meet up in our high push-up. And then lift up your hips, downward facing dog. We'll find one more vinyasa if you would like before we come out down into our hips. So rise up to toes, bend the knees, look forward, make your way to the front. Ardha Uttanasana and fold Uttanasana. Rise to the sky, grow tall. Add that little baby back bend, hips press forward, and swan dive, float down like a feather. Heart open, knees bend. Halfway lift, flat spine, and your high to low push-up or knees, chest, chin, lowering halfway, elbows graze the ribs. Heart lifts through the arms, and we lift our hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Fill yourself with air, and empty. Good big breath in, and maybe sigh it out the mouth, cooling the body down a little bit. Another one like that, fill up, and sigh the breath out. And drop it down to the knees. We're gonna find our hip opener in a seat today, if that's comfortable for you. So I'll give you another option after I go through this one. But we'll start with our right shin in the parallel to the front of our mats. And then we'll take our left foot and we'll take it on top of our right knee. So you likely will have a big space in between your left knee and your right foot. If you have a yoga block at home, you can place your block right there. And we want to create this little triangle shape in between our legs if you look down at your mat. So this is our double pigeon pose. So if this is where you're comfortable, you'll sit up tall, press your hands into the ground by your hips, and tuck your chin down. Maybe this is a great spot, or maybe you want to reach your arms forward out in front of you. Come onto your forearms. You could take your block there as well. You could take your block and place it under your forehead if you have one. And just kind of crawl forward to a comfortable spot that you can stay in stillness for a bit. If this pose is out of the question, hurts your hips, you don't like it, just find it on your back. So if you've taken any of my other classes, we probably did this reclined version. So you lower it onto your back, left foot crosses the right knee, and you pull your right thigh into your body. So find the version that works for you today, and we'll find a couple more breaths. Steadying yourself to the present moment, using your breath as a tool. Maybe the balance went great today and you found more of an ease in it. Maybe there was a lot of effort, a lot of wobbling. Just let go of the expectations that you have for yourself and know that every day will present its own challenges and they will surprise us. So just being present and using your breath to let go of those expectations and to be in the moment. One last breath here in your
Double pigeon. Exhale out.
And slowly start to climb yourself up to a tall spine. If you are on your back and you want to find a different stretch, that's fine. But if you were upright, we'll just extend our left leg out and our right foot back in for our half straddle as we began today. And we'll find that side stretch. So reach up, left arm floats inside of that left leg. Heart is opening to the sky. Find a nice stretch through that right side body. Big inhale, reach. And exhale, right hand behind the right hip. Lift yourself up, Stargazer. Hips lift, heart opens. Maybe drop the gaze behind you. Lower on down through the hips. And we'll simply find the other side. So this time that left shin will come parallel to the front of the mat. The right foot comes onto the left knee. And likely this side will be different. I'm a little looser on this hip. There's a little less space between my right knee and my left foot. So again, if you have a block, that's great. You can sit upright, tall spine, tuck the chin down. Or you can start to crawl forward onto forearms or long arms. Again, tucking the chin slightly to the chest, feeling that stretch in the hips. Find where you need to be, and if you need to be on your back, we'll just come onto the back. Right foot crosses the left knee, and you grab your left thigh and pull it into the body. Good, a couple deep breaths. If you were folded forward, start to climb your way up to a tall spine and slowly start to release that right leg to the side. Left foot comes into that right thigh. Lift your arms up, maybe the gaze comes up, and then right arm inside of the right leg, left arm overhead, open the chest toward the sky, deep stretch in that left side body. Fill up with air and extend. Reach it long. And then left hand behind the left hip, Stargazer if you would like. Lift up, tip the head back if that feels good. Open the heart. Breathe in and slowly lower down. And from here, we'll simply start to make our way onto our backs. So make your way onto your back. You can hug the knees into the chest and rock left and right a couple times. Maybe even make circles through the low back in one direction and then the other. And we'll find our back bend. So we'll start to take our feet down to the mat, hip width distance, and bring them nice and close to the body. Arms press into the ground, fingertips reach toward the heels. Maybe your fingers touch your heels. And start to arch through the back. Feel that sensation in the back. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift your hips, using those muscles of the back to lift you. Good. Press into the feet, press into the arms. Relax through the glutes a bit and feel the thighs come parallel to each other, so try not to let the knees splay open. Take a big belly breath here. Fill the belly with air. Exhale, feel the belly button sink toward the spine. Feel the ebb and flow of the body as you breathe. Another breath, inhale. Exhale. Last one, lift those hips nice and high, press into the feet, and lower the hips down. Good, maybe windshield wiper the knees left and right, release the low back. And slowly let the bottoms of the feet come together and the knees open up. Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands can come to the sides, palms up. Or perhaps arms fly overhead, bending through the elbows. Find a few moments of relaxation here. So feel open and relaxed. Feeling that sense of ease right now.
breath out. And either stay here or start to extend the limbs out for Shavasana. So the legs will come long and wide, the arms come to the sides, palms up. Perhaps lift your shoulders, move them around, wiggle through the hips. Find a comfortable spot to lie for a few moments. If you ever find pain in the low back during Shavasana, take your feet nice and wide and knock your knees in together. And begin to let go of your ujjayi breathing. Let the natural breath come into the body. Perhaps visualizing the sensation of relaxation coming throughout the whole body, starting with the feet and the legs, feeling the hips relax, feeling the belly soften, the back of the heart lying on the mat, shoulders open and relaxed, and the muscles of the arms relax, the fingers relax. The face has a sense of ease. The hair is relaxed, the muscles of the neck and the face and the ears. I know it can be challenging in our home practice to lie still in our Shavasana, but it's so important. It's the reason we got through the whole rest of the practice, so we could lay here in stillness. Making sure we gather these moments of stillness for ourselves, even when the world a little strange and upside down, holding this space for ourselves and remembering how important it is. And rest as long as you would like. If you're ready, perhaps wiggle around through the fingers and the toes. Wake up the body, perhaps rolling the wrists and the ankles, maybe reaching the arms up over your head, big full body stretch, point the toes, stretch through the hands, and then gently start to roll onto the right side. Just gather yourself there, use the bottom arm as a pillow, rest for a moment, and then press yourself up to a seat. Find that comfortable cross-legged seat at the front of your mat as you began your practice. Ground your palms on your knees, sit up tall through your spine. Take a big, steady breath in, fill up with fresh breath, and sigh that air out. Let go of something that no longer serves you. Leave it here on your mat today. And another one, big breath out. And let it go. Reach the arms to the sky, maybe the gaze follows. And hands gather down at our heart center, bowing the head for a moment. In gratitude for our practice, for our community. And I thank you for sharing your practice today. Thank you for being friends of the garden. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself, and thank you for taking care of each other. Namaste.